So you've never been free. You've got to use one of their derivatives, one of their corporate derivative systems that they have in place. It's a system. And, you know, if you were the priest class, you would create a system too. I mean, it's actually an efficient system, but you're not free. It's more efficient than any other system. And I talked to this banker from Africa, and I said he had a PhD in economics or whatever, finance or something. Anyway, I said, well, why aren't you doing banking in Africa? He said, because it's too corrupt. It's corrupt. So our system is a slave system, but it's the best system out there. When somebody creates a new system that's better, that one will be top dog, you know. But right now our system's top dog, but it's still a slave system. You can leave it if you go to another country or whatever, but you're going to follow their system. It's a man-made system. Yeah, God's in ultimate control, and within the system God can sustain you, and it's all about God. Inside each culture, each cult is designed to cut the flesh mind, that you cry out to God to get the spirit mind. Get born again. You must be born again. You must be born again. And if you think this is real, the system that's set up, it's just like any other system. Rome, China, the system will collapse eventually. You see, China has a lot of internal civil wars over the last thousands of years because the system's not perfect. It's fake. It's actually fake. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? This guy's tailgating me. And it's sad. He's probably like 50 years old, and he's like, man, hadn't you learned how to drive yet? You're driving a $50,000 car, and you're tailgating somebody. The system, and you know, I'm not mad at it because he's part of the system. He don't even realize. I mean, look at these funeral homes. It's part of the system. And they set up, you know, you go and you spend all this money at a funeral. You spend all this money when you get born. Then you spend all this money to graduate high school, graduate college. Then you spend all this money to get married into a dead system. You put a ring on your finger, slavery, in a dead system. Yeah, it typifies Christ in the church. But if you listen to what Paul said, if you listen to what the Bible says, they were marrying and giving in marriage, and didn't even think about Noah, that the judgment was on the way. They're so worried about the cares of this life. The Bible makes it clear. They've set their affections on things below. And it's right in front of you. They'll give you a little park. See that little park over there? We love you. We're going to give you this little park inside this big slave system. And they talk, and everybody's mad about 15-minute city. This has been a 15-minute city my whole life. I can get anywhere in this city in 15 minutes. Maybe not walking. If they're talking about a 15-minute city walking, that's a different story, but you can almost do that here. With an electric bike, you can do it. 10 minutes, you can get anywhere probably on an electric bike. It's a system. SYS. STEM. What is system? The machine. Matter. What's the matter with you? Matter. Why do you go through midlife crisis? Because you wake up to the system. You've been trying to break free, and you realize you'll never get free. Yeah, but I get my retirement. I don't have to work, and you're still in the system, people. Yeah, you can be free in a way if you do what you enjoy and do the kind of work you enjoy, but everything becomes monotonous down here. In the Old Testament, it says to find the work that's fit for you, and then go in the field and then go build your house. In other words, find out what kind of work fits your personality, and then go build your house. So within the system, there's a bunch of different kinds of jobs, you know. I need to decode career one. There's a bunch of careers. There's a bunch of jobs. J-O-B, just over broke. There's a bunch of systems within the system. They're trying to slave you. They're trying to put you in a new world order. That right there ought to tell you that they're part of the game. If somebody's saying they're trying to bring the new world order, it's always been here. What are you talking about, man? The God of this world is the devil. The Freemasons run this system. It's just different. They run the system in China. It's just different. The Jesuits are all over the country. They're the ones that created the Muslims. They're the ones that created the Pentecostals. The Jesuits created the Pentecostals. And you think you're free. You think your denomination came out of nowhere? Your denomination's a joke. It was created by some man to dename you and divide you and to get you to follow some kind of box, some kind of man-made box system. When every page on the Bible, every verse is saying the same exact same thing. Anything man does, any system man creates, becomes slavery. It's not true freedom. The AI is going to help us. It's going to make us free. It's going to set you free. Really? It's going to enslave you people. These TVs are going to, they invented the TV. They're going to make you free. Really? It's a propaganda machine. It enslaves you. These radios, they're going to make you free. This internet is going to make you free. You know how many people I drive around who are totally ignorant? The way they talk. Even though the internet's right there, they got free education, but they don't want it. They don't care. See a lady tailgating and beeping her horn? What happened back here? Somebody was tailgating me, beeping the horn. There it is again, this copy machine. So, inside this copy machine system, you're either going to be a copy of the devil or a copy of Jesus. You've never been free. You've been bought with a price. Your body's not your own. So you're either a slave to the devil system or a slave to Jesus. And a slave to Jesus is true freedom, because we're talking about a God who went to the cross for you. The false God, that devil, that old devil, he's a task master, just like the Pharaoh was a task master. See that yard right there? If that was my yard, they'd have me locked up. See that construction site? They got a fence around it. That's a good thing. But some of these yards, why do they let people, certain people, leave a mess, and other people? I've actually seen it with the trash department. You'll see somebody put a couch out right here, or an old wash machine or something, and they'll pick it up the next day. But you put it out in your house, they'll send you a note, put a note on there and say, well, you didn't call us. Next time call us or you'll get a fine. Something stupid like that. Some kind of ridiculous system. And you know, the people that set up, the people that work at the water department or trash department or whatever, they'll be in the office and they don't even live in this city usually. They travel from another city or something, and they come up with these programs to make the system better, but they disregard the human element. You know, they claim to care about their people, their city, but they disregard the very people they claim to care about. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they're disconnected. That's kind of like a just like a inspector, you know. If it's the good old boy network, the inspector lets them go. But if you're not in the good old boy network, the inspector will ding you and fine you. What is the good old boy network? It's a box. You join our box, and you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Join our program, support make us look good. It's a narcissistic flying monkey system.